Second Chronicles 7, verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land, which their land is Israel, and it's desolate right now. And us, by turning and following the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the land is ultimately going to be healed from its desolation. Shalom. I want to start off by saying Kal Halal Yamlah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us the truth and who rule well. Peace and citations unto the Akim that is spread around the four corners of the earth, spreading this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother Quatazab Zion from the GMS Holland branch, coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai with another lesson, with another video, and Lord willing, this video is edifying. So this is actually a part 2 of the video that I was going into. The Americas, the so-called New World, will no longer be our home. And I ended with the fact that this is how Israel looks like right now. It looks desolate, because the land is mourning, the land is desolate. Why? Because the Most High caused it to be like this. But the scriptures calls it the land of milk and honey. So this kind of reminds me like in that movie Lion King, when Simba comes back to Pride Rock to take back what was his, right? The land. And the land was desolate by the rulership of Scar. And this is kind of what is happening also right now, Israel, we went off, we were kicked out of the land of Israel, and the Most High put Scar, Esau, in rulership, and the world has been desolate since. Everything is turned upside down, and even the creation groaneth, as the scripture says. The whole of creation is groaning and mourning. But yeah, so I had ended on Baruch 4. Let me see. Let's continue. Baruch 4, verse 9. For when she saw the wrath of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai coming upon you, she said, and that she is referring to the land of Israel, in the scripture, the she, it's speaking about how the land sees us. When we're going to read on, it's going to be, the story is going to be told in the perspective of the land of Israel. And the land of Israel is called she, is a her in this chapter. So this is Baruch 4, verse 9. For when she saw the wrath of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai coming upon you, she said, Hearken, O ye that dwell upon Zion. The Most High had brought upon me great mourning. Gone. So the Most High brought great wrath upon the people and also upon the land. So let's keep reading on. Verse 10. For I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. So the land saw how the sons of Israel and the daughters of Israel were taken captive, or were brought away, or carried away. Verse 11. With joy did I nourish them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning. So the land was grieving that we were taking away, because the land was flourishing, it was giving us her strength, the fruits and everything that the land had to offer. But the land was weeping and mourning when we left. So verse 12, let no man rejoice over me, a widow, and forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children am left desolate, because they departed from the law of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Gone. So nobody should rejoice over the land, which is now a widow because, she's left alone and forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children am left desolate. Gone. So the land is left desolate now because why? The sins of the children, the sins of the land of the sins of the Israelites. So let's go to Leviticus 18, where it states that, let me see, that we shouldn't do as these other nations, Let me start with verse 1. And read until 5. It's Leviticus 18, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am Yahweh thy power. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Gone. So when we were going into the land of Canaan and also into the land of Israel, which is right next to the land of Ham, what was given to Ham. But originally Israel was from the Canaanites. So now the Most High, he spewed these Canaanites out and put us there. So we should not do as the Canaanites did. Otherwise, you're going to defile the land. So, verse 4, it says, Ye shall do my judgment and keep my ordinances to walk therein. I am Yahweh thy power. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am Yahweh. So let's jump to verse 24 and read until 27. There's Leviticus 18, verse 24. Defile not ye yourselves in any of these things, for in all these things the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. And the land is defiled. You see, the land is defiled. So the things that people do upon the land, that's defiling the land also. So therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it, and the land itself vomited out her inhabitants. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourneth among you. For all these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled. You see? Verse 28. That the land spew not you out also when ye defile it, as it spewed out the nations that were before you. So that's why now in the land you have these Jewish people that also keep these customs, that were written in the Bible. Otherwise, the land would spew them out also. You see? So these Jewish people, they are forced to also keep certain laws that are written in the Bible that are of the Israelites, Otherwise, the land would spew them out. Otherwise, they would be killed. Otherwise, they couldn't stay in the land, and call themselves so-called Jews. So going back, let me go to Ezekiel 7, verse 20. And it says, As for the beauty of his ornament, he set it in majesty. And the beauty of his ornament that refers to the land of Israel. So let me read it again. Ezekiel 7, verse 20. As for the beauty of his ornament, he set it in majesty, but they made the images of their abominations and of their detestable things therein. Therefore have I set it far from them. You see, that's why the Israelites, they were putting up these abominations and detestable things, images of abominations. They were worshiping other gods, which angered the Most High. That's why he put the land far from them. You see, because they didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments like the Most High told them to. You see, that's what our forefathers did. So that's why we were kicked out of the land of Israel. That's why we were exiled. Verse 21. And I will give it into the hands of the stranger for a prey, and to the wicked of the earth for a spoil, and they shall pollute it. You see, so now we have been kicked out, and the Most High gave it to the strangers and also to the wicked to spoil that land. So they polluted it even more. Verse 22. My face will I turn also from them, and they shall pollute my secret place, for the robbers shall enter into it and defile it. You see? Even more pollution upon desolation and defiling. So it's being defiled evermore, continually. Like what they're doing right now also, they're having these gay parades, and they are doing all these rituals with chickens also. They're doing these rituals with the circumcision of these babies, and putting their mouths on their rods and sucking out the blood. All these things, they're polluting the land also with. You see? Verse 23. Make a chain, for the land is full of bloody crimes, and the city is full of violence. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. And who's the worst of the heathen? The worst of the heathen is Esau. You see? Which heathen means other nations. So you have the Israelites, and then you have these other nations. And which one is the worst of these other nations? The Edomites. And they are in our land right now, which the chief tribe of Esau are these Amalekites. I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. Gone. So the pomp, which is the pride and the excellency and the arrogance, So the arrogance that our people had, it ceased. You see? And our holy places are being defiled. Why? Because our forefathers sinned. Our forefathers went to worship devils, worship other gods. You see? And we moved the Most High to wrath. So let's go back. Let me read it again. This is Baruch 4, verse 12. Let no man rejoice over me, a widow and forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children am left desolate. So now you get that point, by the precepts that were just pulled. Because they departed from the law of the Most High. So going on. They knew not his statutes, nor walked in the ways of his commandments, nor trod on the paths of discipline in his righteousness. Let them that dwell upon Zion come and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting had brought upon them. Verse 15. For he had brought a nation upon them from far, a shameless nation, and of a strange language, who neither reverence old man nor pity child. So, which nation is that? When was Jerusalem sieged? Jerusalem was sieged in 70 AD. That's when Jerusalem was taken over by the Romans. You see? But before that, we were defiling the land. The Most High, He brought this upon the land because of our iniquities. You see? Verse 16. These have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow and left her that was alone, desolate, without daughters. Let's go to Isaiah. Isaiah 49, verse 21. Then shalt thou say in thine heart, who had begotten me these, seeing I have lost my children? You see, so this is also in the perspective of the land, also in the perspective of Israel, that she is looking at, okay, I'm left desolate, my children are gone, so who brought me these? Because this is going to be in the end when we are going to return back to the land of Israel, when the Most High is going to plant us in that land, like He promised. And we shall not be moved to or fro, like before times. So let's read again. There's Isaiah 49, verse 21. Then shalt thou say in thine heart, who had begotten me these, seeing I have lost my children, and am desolate, a captive, and removing to and fro, and who had brought up these? Behold, I was left alone. These, where had they been? So this is the land speaking and like, hey, I was left alone, so who brought me these children? Who brought me these Israelites? It's the Most High. Because the Most High promised that He would do it. So let's go to 2 Samuel 7, verse 10, where the Most High promised that. This is 2 Samuel 7, verse 10. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel. You see? So the people is called Israel, and then the land. You see, the Most High, He took the people called Israel, called Israelites, and then He put them in a particular place. You see? So we were a people before we were a place. Let me see if my memory serves me correctly. 2 Maccabees 5 and 19. I think gone. This is 2 Maccabees 5 and 19. Nevertheless, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai did not choose the people for the place's sake, so not the people for the place, but the place for the people's sake. So we were a people, and then the Most High placed us in the land that He chose for us. You see? So going back, 2 Samuel 7 and 10, moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and will plant them, that they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more, neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them any more as before time. You see? So when the Most High is going to plant us in the place that we ought to be, our dwelling place, which is the land of Israel, then the children of wickedness are not going to afflict us anymore. You see, and this is a future prophecy that still needs to come to pass. The Most High is going to plant us. That's a good title. Plant them, and He shall plant them. You see, because if you go into that word plant, that word plant, which in the Hebrew is natai, the outline of biblical usage says to plant, to fasten, to fix, to establish. You see? So the Most High is going to fasten us there. He's going to fix us there. We're going to be unmovable. You see? To fasten. Natai. Let's go to the Hebrew Chaldee Lexicon, and it says, to set anything upright. See, so the Most High is going to put us upright. When I was reading this, Spirit was moving like He's going to give us a heart, a heart of flesh, where we are going to be perfectly upright, and we are going to be fixed in that place. We are going to be fastened in that place, in that land, so that it is fixed in the ground. Which ground, which place are we going to be planted in the land of Israel, man? We are going to be perfect and upright, just not like how we just read, that we were breaking the law, statutes, and commandments and the ways of the Most High, and that got us kicked out of that land. No, we are going to be perfect. We are going to be upright. We are going to have the laws in our inward parts, and we are going to be fixed in the ground, in the land. You see? And we are not going to be moved and swayed. Let me see. Is there more to it? To plant a tree, and like it says in Psalms 1, a man that goes in the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he shall be as a tree planted near the water. You are going to be perfect. We're going to be nourished properly. We're going to have the word in our inward parts. We're going to have that water flowing through us. You see? The truth, the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the Most High. A tree, a garden, a vineyard, and a vineyard. Who is the vineyard of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai? I believe it was in Isaiah. Let me see real quick. Isaiah 5, I think. Yep, we are that vine. Bear with me for a second. Gone real quick to bring out a point. This is Isaiah 5 verse 1. Now will I sing to my beloved a song of my beloved touching his vineyard. My well-beloved had a vineyard in a very fruitful hill. You see? So that vineyard, which is the Israelites, he set it up in a fruitful hill. And that fruitful hill is Israel, the land of Israel. You see? But now it's not that fruitful. Now it's all desolate, according to what the Most High had said, according to the curses, according to that we went off, but it's a fruitful hill. That fruitful hill is Israel, the land of milk and honey. But when we shall go into the land for the second time, for the last time, then it's going to be flourishing. The king, that's going to be the headquarters of the universe, man, because the Israelites are going to dwell there. The governing body, the rulers of the whole world are going to be settled there, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, of course. You see? So let me see if there's anything else in here. I think that was all that I wanted to get. 2 Samuel 10. So like 2 Samuel 7 verse 10. Gone. So going back to Baruch. Oh no, let me continue with the planting. Let's go to Amos. Amos 9. And let me start at 11 and read until 15 real quick. This is Amos 9 verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. So that's what's happening right now. The tabernacle of David, which was falling, is being rebuilt. You know, everything is being restored like how it was. You see, the Israelites are waking up. We are coming back to our power. We have the names of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, and the breaches are closing. You know, there's not that much time left. You know, everything is speeding up. You know, everything is turning up. This year is the year of the turning up of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai. You know, so the breaches are almost closed. There's no time to play anymore. There's no time to get in anymore. You know, either you already know about this truth, or either it's too late for you. With this whole Kanye West thing, you know, this is maybe the last flood, the last gulf of Israelites that can still come in, you know, into this truth. And then after this is closed, man, you know, with this whole Kanye and Kyrie Irving thing that's going on, people are seeing that, and people are seeing the truth for what it is. They are seeing the people that call themselves the so-called Jews, that they are not the real Jews, that they are not the real chosen people of the Most High, because they didn't live out the curses like how we lived it out. You see? This Amos 9 verse 12. That they may possess the remnant of Edom. Let me read it again for you. That they may possess the remnant of Edom. So we are going to possess these people. We are going to possess these Edomites. You know, the things that they done unto us, we are going to do unto them. Double. You see? They brought slavery unto us. They made us build their empire, build their societies. They are going to do the same thing for us. We are going to possess them. And all of the heathen. So not only these Edomites, these so-called white people we're going to possess all these other nations also, which are called by my name, said the Most High. So the men that are called by the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, they are going to possess these other nations, Edomites. You see? Verse 13, behold, the days come, said Yahweh, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper and the treader of grapes, him that soweth seed. You see, so the one that is doing the work is going to overcome the one that actually owns the vineyard. The one that is the treader of grapes is going to overcome him that soweth. You see? So we are going to overcome our oppressors. You see? And the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt. And the mountains also represents a rulership. You know, the ruling class of people. And it shall drop sweet wine, as like a sweet wine. And what is that wine? That wine is blood. You know, there's going to be destruction in the mountain. Let's go to Zechariah to prove that. Zechariah 9, verse 15. And Yahweh, power of hosts, shall defend them. Who's the them? The Israelites. The Most High, the power of hosts, he's going to defend them. And they shall devour and subdue with sling stones. And they shall drink and make a noise as through wine. And they shall be filled like bowls. Bowls of what? Bowls of wine, which that wine represents the blood. We are going to be drunk with, you know, blood of these people, of taking down these people. You see, the Most High is going to put that spirit in us where we are going to wreak havoc here upon earth, you know, for all the things that they have done for touching the apple of the Most High's eye, which is us, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. So we are going to be turned on, we're going to be turned up, and we are going to be spilling so much blood, and we are going to be drunk with wine, you know, which that wine represents the blood of these people. and they shall be filled like bowls and as corners of the altars. You see? That's like with the offering, you know? That's what it represents. When we were offering these bullocks and goats upon the altars, we would catch the blood up with bowls also, you see? And that's how full the bowls and the slaughter is going to be. It's going to be overflowing, man. You see? So yeah, man. Let's go back to Amos 9, verse 13. Behold, the days come, said the Most High, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper and the treader of grapes, him that soweth seed, and the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt. So these ruling classes of people, they are going to be destroyed. They are going to be made desolate. They're going to melt. And I will bring again the captivity of my people of Israel, and they shall build the waste cities and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and drink the wine thereof. They shall also make gardens and eat the fruit of them. And I will plant them, there goes that word again, plant them upon their land, and they shall no more be pulled up out of their land which I have given them, said Yahweh thy power. You see? So we are going to be planted, we are going to be fixated there, and we are not going to be moved anymore because we are going to be perfect. We are going to have righteousness within us, and we are going to be the Most High's people, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to be our God. He's going to be our power. So going back to Baruch. Baruch 4, verse 16. These have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow, and left her that was alone desolate without daughters. But what can I help you? For he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies. See, so now we're in the hands of our enemies. We're in captivity. But who is going to save us? The one that brought these plagues upon us, which is the everlasting, which is the most highest. You know, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. He's going to deliver us. He's going to save us. Verse 19. Go your way, O my children, go your way, for I am left desolate. I have put off the clothing of peace, and put upon me the sackcloth of my prayer. I will cry unto the everlasting in my days. Be of good cheer, O my children. Cry unto the Lord, and he will deliver you from the power and hand of the enemies. For my hope is in the everlasting, that he will save you, and joy is come unto me from the Holy One, because of the mercy which shall soon come unto you from the everlasting, our Savior. Verse 23. For I sent you out with mourning and weeping, but Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever. You see? So we are going to be brought back to the land of Israel. We are not going to be living in the Americas anymore. You know, North America, Middle America, South America, Caribbean islands, and the rest of the four corners of the earth that we have been scattered. No, we are going to be planted back in our land, which is the land of Israel. So let me read again. Baruch 4 verse 23. For I sent you out with mourning and weeping, but Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever. So the land is going to be joyful and glad also that we are going to be returned. That we are going to return unto the land of Israel, and that we are going to be placed there. Because the land was weeping. The land is desolate right now. So I can't wait to see that day, man, when Kal Halal Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that we are going to be placed in the land, Yahweh Tazah, that I'm of that number, and that I'm going to see the land of Israel blooming from the beginning, all the desolate places that it starts sprouting up. You see? So let me go to Jeremiah 16, one of my favorite scriptures, 16 and 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, said Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, which the land of the north is America, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, which is across the four corners of the earth. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Yeah, man, so I can't wait to see that day, but we have to go through these straight and vain things first before we enter into the kingdom. You see? So before this happens, Jacob's trouble has to hit, World War III has to come, the CHIP has to be implemented and made mandatory, which we already are seeing moves that in New York, they want to come with a pilot period. I believe it's 12 days pilot period. That they want to come with digital currency. Let me see real quick. Pilot New York digital. So this is that news article. This is from Reuters.com. Banking giants and New York Fed start 12-week digital dollar pilot. You see? New York, November 15th. So this is 2 days old. Global banking giants are starting a 12-week digital dollar pilot with the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. The participants announced on Tuesday. You see, so this is the times that we're entering into. So Jacob's trouble is right around the corner, and the CHIP, it's going to be pushed like never before. You see? In the beginning, it was like, if you're cool, you should want to have the CHIP, that you can automatically do certain things, you can open doors and you can have your medical history and all these things and money upon it. But it's going to be pushed, we're going to enter into the time of temptation where everybody on this earth is going to be tried. You see? But yeah, man. This was part 2 of a video that I started with. The Americas, the so-called New World, will no longer be our home, but Israel is going to be our home. We are going to be planted in the land that the Most High promised to us, that he promised to our forefathers. So yeah, man, with that, I hope this video was edifying, and I want to say Kal Halal Yamla Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Reka Kodash Shalom Akim.